What's up, guys? It's your girl Taylor Noelle, and I am back with another video for you. And this time, I don't know if you can tell, but there's nothing going on at this current setting. So, if you guys want to go ahead and guess, of course, you're gonna guess whenever this is uploaded. So you just won't see it in the beginning. But this is going to be basically a excuse me, I had to write this down. I really did. My memory currently is blah. So basically, we're gonna do a little short, small, little. Well, it's not really short, but little tutorial for E minor and asus2. I don't know if that sounds familiar to any of y'all, but any of y'all who know what that means, go ahead and comment down below for the people who don't know. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. So that is going to be, disregard the action truck in the background, whatever, y'all. That is basically referring to this baby right here. So real simple. Yeah, I had to write it down. I'm sorry. It's a lot of stuff going on right now in my life. So, but anyways, so we're basically gonna start with I just let it over there. This action track is awesome. Sorry, that wasn't funny, y'all. But so basically, we're basically gonna start with the basics. So like, first things first. When you're playing guitar, male or female, you either, if you have long nails, I suggest you get a pick. Mine, I actually put one on my ear, because I did do that. So first things first, pick. Suggestion is to not have long nails, actually, because that'll deter you from being able to play really a guitar, period. So you want them really, really short. So these are how mine are. These are my nails. So you want them really short because whenever you play, you're gonna have to use your fingertips to play, to press on the strings, and it is going to hurt. They're going to be calloused, and after a while, so if you needed that, just a heads up. But yeah, what's next? Your guitar needs to be tuned, which I took mine to like a local guitar store, and they tune mine for free. But any guitar store you want to go to, you can ask them to go ahead and tune that for you. If you don't know how, that I didn't do personally, don't know how to do myself, but definitely had somebody do it for me, and it sounds really good. So that's first things first before you want to even try to start playing really anything, because if not, it is not gonna come out right. And there's a bug on my fucking arm. It's gone now. But first things first, tune guitar, local guitar shop, wherever you want to go, because it's not going to sound right at all. It's going to sound terrible. It's going to sound like your sibling and their mother and their father trying to sing. If they can't sing. I'm just kidding. It's gonna sound bad though. But so first things first, go ahead and tune that. I'm also left-handed, so that's the reason it probably looks funny to some of y'all, like why she holding it that way. I'm left-handed, so that's how I play. Some people are right-handed. You just gotta figure out for yourself how you play. So figure that out also before you learn how to play too. E minor, asus2. We're gonna get into that. So starting with your index finger, pointer finger, right here, you're gonna kind of bend it like that, because you're gonna have to use the very tip of your finger for that chord. So we got our first fret here, which is this little metal thing right here that's behind the strings right here. First fret, which is that. And your second one, which is right here. As you go down, they number off. What am I thinking? yeah, D minor. Index finger. You want it to be right on, right on the string. You don't want, and you also want it to where it looks like this. So it's gonna look like that. You're gonna look like you're trying to make it see with your finger, because you don't want your other hands to be touching the other strings, because it's not going to sound right. Also, whenever you put your finger on that string, you don't want to lay it flat down like that, because it really won't sound right. The point is to get the one string to make the tune, and then combine the other finger and create that same one, but without touching the other strings, because it also will not work if you do that as well. So first one, oh, also duh. So this chord right here that my finger is, not the chord, I'm sorry, the string that it is on is actually that is actually A. My nose itch. That is actually A, chord A. So whenever you go downstairs, E for the bigger one. It's a thicker string, which is also the one you want to kind of start with and have two. So is it E, A, and then D are the first three. Those are the first three that you're gonna basically need to, well, the first one you're not really gonna know though. So this top one right here, you're not gonna need to know that. So basically you're really gonna need to know these three right here in the middle. Those you're gonna need to know. But as I said, index finger, pointing finger is gonna kind of look like you're making you see with your finger, because you don't want your other fingers or this finger to even be laying down on the strings whenever you play it, because your pointing finger, tip of your finger, which is what I said, is gonna be calloused, and it's gonna hurt, and your fingers may or may not bleed. Fair warning. Also, for as long as you play, as much as you play, especially if you're someone who's starting out and just figuring this out too. So you're basically just gonna take that index finger right there, and you're gonna put it as close as you can to the fret, second fret, not first fret, second fret, which is this one right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but excuse me, this chair has, what's the word? What am I thinking about? I don't. My brain's not working. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, so your index finger is gonna be exactly on that string. Then you're gonna take your middle finger. Excuse me for this. You're gonna take your middle finger, and you're also gonna do the same thing. And you're gonna take that as well. And you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna stick that right there. And you're gonna put that on the D string, which is the next string. So remember when I said E, A, D? The E is the very top one. You are not going to need to know for this one, but it helps to know where you are and what strings you are going to be playing. So they're basically going to be like right next to each other. So they're going to look like this, but they're not going to be next to each other, touching each other. So one's going to be a little bit further up, and one's going to be a little bit further down. So it's going to look kind of like stair step. Index finger first, E, second fret, second finger, middle finger, second string, string D, second fret, same one. So really, I'm gonna put this back really quick. So it really should sound like that. I don't know if I can hear that, but it should sound like that. That's gonna be the first one, which is the one that I'm holding on to, which is this one. But it should sound like that. So all together it should sound like this. That's gonna be the first one. That's what all of the strings play. So that's the first one. And you want to put it as close as you can to the fret, because if you put it really far back, it's gonna sound like this. And you hear that little buzz in there, that's what you don't want. That is what you don't want to hear, because it's gonna sound pretty bad. So all together, if you were to do that and put it too far back, it'd sound like this. It sounds nothing like what I just played. The closer you put to it, it's gonna sound like this. You don't want to hear the buzz, you just want to hear the nice ring. So when you do that, it's gonna be like that. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna lie, you gotta look at my paper because I had to write it down again. But as I was saying, I am a left-handed person, so like if you're a right-handed person, this is also a left-handed guitar, by the way. It's not a right-handed guitar at all, so it's probably gonna look funny to some of y'all who knows a little bit more about guitars. Really, it's just like Google, or if you want to go to a guitar store, I prefer to go to a guitar store. People that know more about it than Google, because the internet lies sometimes, guys. Let's just be honest here. But other than that, back to it. So as I was saying, the same thing with both those fingers. So it's gonna look like you're making a C. You don't want your fingers to lay down on the guitar as you play it, because it will sound a little bit like this. Yeah, some of the strings I'm gonna play. We don't want that. That's gross. Ew. Blah. So, anyways. And I don't know if you can see the lines on my fingers, but that's what the tips of your fingers are gonna look like for a little bit. And they're gonna be sore. And they're gonna hurt. Just letting you know ahead of time, so be prepared. So, basically, as I was saying, so back to the first three that I mentioned, E, A, and D. So you're gonna basically your index finger, pointy finger, middle finger together. And you don't want your fingers laying on the chord. So as I said, it's gonna look like you're making a C when you play. You don't want your fingers laying on the chords because it's gonna make it really ugly sound. That's what we don't want. So, index finger, second fret, second chord A, A, español, A, A. Second string. This is just the very first chord. Second one. So, again, you want them as close as possible to fret those second frets, because if not, it's going to sound a little bit like this. It's not going to sound right. So, you want to put them as close as you can without touching the second fret. Or even if you want to, when I do it, I at least have like a little bit of my finger touching the fret, which is okay because it's gonna come out right. So, wrong way. But like I said, you don't want it to sound that way. You basically are gonna make a C, and your thumb is gonna be sticking straight up. Or if you want to lay it down a little bit, it's up to you. I do it that way, so I'm aware that there is nothing touching, and there's gonna be space that's in between. I don't know if I can see that, but there's no space at all that is touching the strings. So that basically, so this is which one is this? E minor. Yes, I had to write it down. I will tell y'all every time because I had to write it down. You should know by now, right? But so the first chord on A and D, second fret, is going to sound a little bit like, where's my pick? Behind my ear. It's going to sound a little bit like this. That's how you want it to sound. You want it to sound not like what we just talked about, like this. That's when you lay your fingers down on the chords. So, first one, you want it to sound like this. And that other one, it kind of didn't sound all that good. I'm still practicing myself, but I'm good enough to where I'm confident enough to know that I can at least explain it to a said person, whatever person is watching this. Really, that's the E minor. It's on the A and D. That's what they call it. But that's what you want it to sound like. So you excuse that last one. That last string doesn't like me. Also, if you want to check and make sure that they're right, you really want to take your index finger and just the last string does not like me at all. Like, it really doesn't. I'm not even touching it. So you basically just want to thumb it, not thumb it. Thumb it is not a word. Thumb it. Make sure that's right. So that's the first one. The second one is literally the same exact thing that I explained to y'all, except it's asus2 is what it's called. It's a really funny name, but it's literally the same exact thing. You are literally going to do this. 2 fingers on the strings, and you're literally going to move them down right underneath that string. Now your index finger is going to be touching the string that your middle finger was just on, except it's going to be a little bit further. Same exact thing, no difference, same motion, same everything. You're just going to be moving down 1 string. That is all you're doing. And that is called asus2. asus2. That's what that's called. So, first fret, string D, which is, I'm sure was what that was if y'all remember. A, D, D, G. D, G are the next 2 strings that you're gonna play. Which is why I said everything's exact same. So, E is the first one. A, D, G. So where you're going to start it, if you need to remember how, or if you need to remember, you take your hand off the guitar. You want to keep it like this so you can remember. Muscle memory and also photographic memory for those people that, if you don't remember certain things a certain way, that is a for sure way to remember. So as if you're making the sheet, depending on how you hold your thumb. I hold mine like that. So, which is basically, oh, my nose keeps itching, but then my hands in my face, but that's another story for another day. But, as I was saying, basically you're going to start with these 2 right here. As I was saying, 2nd fret. Then you're going to go down, same finger, same motion. You're basically moving not even an inch, people say an inch. You're not even going to do that. You're just going to take your same 2 fingers that you had on the first 2. You're going to move them directly down. Like, down below in the comment section, you know? Subscribe. Anyway. So yeah. That's basically all you're going to do. And pick, no pick, it depends on you. If your nails are long, you probably don't want to do that. You might want to cut those 2 fingers too. Actually, your whole 1 hand, because you can't play guitar with long fingers, nails. So, as I was saying, first 2, second 2, which is asus2. You need to remember that. First 2, second 2, asus2. Sounds all the same, you know. I'm rude, but okay. Again, I had to write this down. Sorry, y'all. But so first D string, second D string, fret. So that is basically all you're gonna play right there. So again, back at the first one, this is how it's supposed to sound. Then you're gonna move it down. You're gonna move that down, and this is what the second one is supposed to sound like. So that's gonna sound just a little bit higher than the first one. So that sounds bad. I'm still trying, y'all. Bear with me. But first one, and then second one. So this is what the second one's supposed to sound like. This one kind of crappy too. Like I said, the last string doesn't like me, so that's what that noise is. But alright guys, so basically in other words, this is So this is basically everything that I taught you guys and that I was explaining this entire video all together. Excuse the excess weird strings that you're gonna hear. Still practicing just as much as I can right now. So basically this is what it should sound like, what you're going to play. So also depending on the person, I hold the pick like this, my thumb, and I just do it like that. It depends on the person. Everybody's different. However you do it. If you don't even want to use a pick, you don't have to. But this is how it should sound. So that's how it's supposed to sound. I'm gonna do that one more time. My fingers are starting to hurt, but I'm gonna do that one more time, just so you know what it's gonna sound like and what it's supposed to sound like. So again, first finger, index finger, A chord, A string, sorry. Second finger, middle finger, D string. So basically this is one chord, just these two. So that's the first one. Second one is second fret, string D, and then second fret, string G. So this is what this one should sound like. This is the second chord. Again, ignore those excess, kind of not so well strings. They're not even touching. They just sound like that from strumming. But this is them one more time, both together. Again, as close as you can to the frets, because if not, it will sound kind of like this. Well, it's supposed to sound bad. That one kind of sounded good. I'm just not gonna lie. I don't know why or how, but it's gonna. You don't want it to sound like. You don't want it to sound ugly. I say ugly. You don't want it to sound ugly. So this is how it should all sound together. Again, you don't want to just really play it unless you feel extremely comfortable. You want to practice as much as you can, doing the same thing. It's going to hurt, but it's something you gotta do, because it's something I had to do. So, but you'll be okay. Fingers won't bleed. Mine didn't bleed, but you'll be alright. So this is what it should sound all together. First chord. So ignore that top string, but that is basically what that should sound like. You don't even have to play it like that. That's just medium speed. Now if you play that super, super slow, just so you can hear and know that that's what you want. Simple. Then you're gonna move it exactly down below, like in the comment section. Comment down below what you think. Anyways, we're gonna get back to it. So basically you're gonna move both fingers, keep them the exact same, move them down below, and this is what the second chord should sound like. Again, so that's what that should sound like. So all together now. Ignore the top string. Again, I don't know why that's tripping, but other than that, all together, slow. That's how that should sound. It sounds still practicing, so it's not going to sound like the best guitar player in the world, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. Something that I'm learning and figuring out. Sorry, that was my ring. Something I'm learning and figuring out too. There's also going to be another video on this as well. I'm going to add a third thing in that. It's going to sound amazing, just in case you were wondering. Or not. Either is fine. So that's going to be in another video coming up. Not the next one, but You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll be in there. So again, one last time with me, if you want to do that. So string A and D as close as you can to second fret. First one. Second one. String D and G. You're gonna move your fingers exactly down. One string, that is it. Again, ignore the ugly strings in there. They're not the ones I'm touching, but so all together now. One more time. Again, ignore the ugly strings. They mean nothing for now. All right. So, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, opinions, whichever you choose, comment, subscribe down below. So, if there's anything else, let me know. Any other suggestions for next video, or the video after that, or the video after that, or even about this video. Whatever you want to do, whatever you're thinking, let me know down below. Comment section. Let's get it. Let's go. And we out. Peace.